Welcome to the On The Geaux podcast. Man, welcome to On The Geaux podcast, right? We are the number one stop shop for all things sports, whether it's NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball, and also the MMA, right? So today, quick pit stop, right? So today, guys, we got to kick this thing off the right way. Our host, one of our favorite hosts, right, other than myself, Ezra, today is his birthday, right? So let's go ahead and give the brother a happy birthday applause. You know what I'm saying? Happy
Yes,
birthday.
I appreciate that, guys. Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
The E-broski. My nigga 1 year closer to that senior citizen card, man.
Come on, bro.
Oh, come on. That man do me so wrong, man.
Come on, bro.
Hey, it's people like Chris, man. I don't even celebrate my birthday because I be hearing stuff like that,
man. God damn, bro.
It be your own people, huh, E?
Yeah, it be your own skin color, bro. Your own people and your own skin color.
This yellow on yellow crime.
Yellow on yellow crime, man.
Golly. But look, man, obviously I was happy to have E on. Happy to celebrate, his life and everything for his birthday. But we got to get into some football today, and no other better place to start than the 49ers versus the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles won that game. Chris, my brother in Christ, how are you feeling?
I'm a bit disappointed, man, but shit. Realistically, ain't shit I can do about it.
100.
But for real though, man. For one, we did, at least me, I didn't expect to see Brock Purdy go out. This whole injury with the quarterback thing, this kind of threw the whole thing off. To me, kind of shifted the whole play a game for the team. Our defense had to step up twice as hard as they had to, even though the Eagles showed up better than I'm not even gonna say it like that. The Eagles showed up how they've been showing up.
That's fact.
They're not, they not in the position they've been in for nothing. Those guys been balling, and I'm not gonna take away nothing from them. They came out, they had the better game. They got the dub as they needed to, and they on to the Super Bowl. So, man, hats off to them. But I'm still riding with my Niners. We got to figure out how we can, if we got a quarterback, we got to figure out how we can keep them motherfuckers safe and healthy, though. Because, god damn, bro, we literally was at the emergency quarterback. Man, I don't think I've ever seen that happen in a football game before, bro.
No, other than that one time where we knew, like, the Broncos had a player that they had picked up off a practice squad that ended up starting that quarterback. I think it was a wide receiver that ended up starting that quarterback, but that was in the regular season. I mean, this was the NFC Championship.
Yeah, we talking about postseason championship, one game to win for Super Bowl, bruh. This was a crazy way to turn out a game.
Absolutely.
This was very left field, dog.
Absolutely. That's real.
You can't see that coming.
Ain't see that coming at all. So Ezra, let me ask you this, man. What does this say about the Eagles, right? I mean, within the last 5 seasons, what was it? Last 5 seasons they've been to now 2 Super Bowls?
Yep.
I mean, what does this say about them? And most importantly, what does this say about Jalen Hurts?
Well, I think, Jalen Hurts, I hope he's got a good agent because he's about to get paid.
Absolutely.
Big time. That boy about to get that chili.
Yeah, he definitely about to get paid. And it's just crazy because last year, and we talked about this a few episodes ago, but like they were in the playoffs last year. They got blown out by Tampa. But sometimes you need that, to kind of get you set up for a real playoff run. You know what I'm saying? And kudos to Jalen Hurts, right? I mean, his story is a great story, right? I mean, he was starting quarterback for Bama, won the title, got benched, had to transfer to Oklahoma. People still questioning, if he could play or not. becomes the starter in Philly. Folks still questioning him. This time last year, folks was like, "Oh well, Philly got these draft picks, so if it don't work out, they might just
Call it
draft a
quits.
quarterback next year." And it's like, he came out and showed out, man. And so, kudos to him. I mean, obviously, Howie Roseman, the GM there, he's done a great job building this team. And if you look at some of the guys that were on that team the first go round, a lot of them, I want to say a lot of them, but there's a few of them that are still there. Like a lot of the guys on the offensive line, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, a lot of those guys are still on the team, right? So now I don't know who they'll play yet. That game's still being played as we speak, but they have that experience, and that stuff is like big. That's huge to have that
Really
experience
huge.
being there before. So, I'm very interested to see how Nick Sirianni approaches this, because I'm gonna have to look, but I don't even know if he's been to the Super Bowl before as a coach. Whether it's an assistant or whatever. So let me look that up real quick.
That's a good question, man. That's a really good question.
Let's see.
T, what you thinking? T, what you think about how how the Eagles were able to pull out this game? I mean, obviously they didn't run up into much resistance, but for all the things that people talked about, the Niners defense. I mean, the Eagles at some point they were able to impose their will, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's just be real.
Right.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna
I
say,
talked to not to cut you off real quick, T.
no, you good, go, bro.
Like we talked about earlier on the A block part of this show. I had mentioned how the Niners had the number one defense. Number one scoring defense, pass rush defense. They were leading all across the board on defensive side. And man, talk about how Philadelphia scored at will, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My perspective is, I would say, man, unfortunate that it had to come down like that with two quarterbacks getting injured and you going the whole second half pretty much running the ball. It's unfortunate for the 49ers, but at the same time, this is the NFL. There's no excuses for anybody. And I like the fact that the Eagles won. They did what they had to do. And barring who wins this AFC game, I might be rooting for him because I want to see Jalen Hurts getting one. But I mean, shit, the 49ers have nothing to hang their heads on. They started, correct me if I'm wrong, they were 3-7, 3-6 at one point of the season and flipped the switch.
We went 9-0 for the last run.
And then up until today, came into the game on a 12-game winning streak, so there's nothing to hang your head on that one. I feel like, I don't know what their free agent situation is or anything like that, but hell, they might have all the pieces there if they can stay healthy to make another run and be in the same position trying to go to the Super Bowl next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not to admit, the Eagles are about to go to the Super Bowl and they have 2 first-round picks in this draft, bro. They got a top 10 pick and then whatever their pick is going to be, man. So they just going to continue to reload. Hell, the Niners, I don't think they have any, like, important pending free agents. I think everybody's locked up. So you just got to figure out who going to be the quarterback next year. Is it Brady? Is it Trey Lance?
Man, look. I would like to see Brady in that Niners jersey, but this ain't Brady 20 years ago, dog.
Yeah, but do you need him to be Brady from 20 years ago?
And can Papa take us to the promised land this next season if we get him?
I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Well, all right. So let's be honest. If Brady does go to the 49ers, I mean, he going up against Geno Smith. He going up against who's I mean, when Kyler comes back, he'll be going up against Kyler, but Kyler won't be there at the beginning of the season. And then lastly, he'll be going up against Matthew Stafford if he's there, if he's healthy. So I don't know. I feel
Hey,
like Brady going to that division could potentially bode well for the 49ers.
Yeah, that division
regardless,
is not a juggernaut like it used to be. So
Not at all.
The AFC just
regardless of regardless of who's the quarterback for the 49ers next year, I still think they the favorites to win the division.
oh, for sure. Right now, yeah, definitely.
I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that.
I mean, Seattle's in a good spot too, man. They got, 2 first-round picks. One of them's gonna be top 3.
Yeah.
If they draft like they did this past year, they definitely gonna have a nice team. But, you know, Geno's a question mark. I know he just had this really good season, but can he do it again?
And that's
that
the
was
thing.
yeah.
What do you resign? Like, what do you give Geno? What do you resign him to? And I promise, I'm looking at y'all, just my computer right here, my camera over here. So what do y'all give Geno?
Mm.
I mean, he probably gonna sign for like 20 mil
A year?
a season.
A season?
Yeah. I mean, that's like the going rate for a starting quarterback.
So you say what, 20 mil for three seasons?
I mean, I think I don't know. It's not gonna be more than 3.
I don't see it being more than 3.
Hell, how old is he? He might be 32 now. Which is not old for a quarterback, but
especially one that has not played much.
Yeah, like I wouldn't think it's more than 2 or 3 years. I think they want to use him as a bridge and then, have somebody in the wings.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see? Aaron Rodgers' first year stats versus Geno Smith's stats this season. I think that would be something nice to see.
Aaron Rodgers' first season?
Yep.
First season starting? You trying to get first season starting or first season in the league?
No. So Aaron
Rodgers,
as a
starter, yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers' first year as a starting quarterback was in 2008, right? He completed 364 passes out of 536. So he had a 68% completion percentage. He threw for 4,038 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions, right?
Okay.
So Geno Smith.
I think Geno's is better than that.
That's what I'm saying. Geno's stats from this season.
Because he broke the franchise record for yards in the season. So he had more than Russell Wilson ever had.
So this year, Geno's completion percentage was 69.8. So let's bump him up to 70, right? He threw for 4,282 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. His QB rating on the season was 100. I mean, that's solid, though.
This was his first full season as a starter?
No.
Well, I mean, in a while.
In a while.
Okay.
I mean, it's safe to say Geno might be, this new Geno Smith might be the black Aaron Rodgers, minus the ashwagandha.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Very hot take.
Hold you on that. But, I mean, like I said, if you continue to draft well and load up that roster, hell, you might not need Geno Smith to be Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
You might just need him to be Jimmy Garoppolo or something like
what
that.
What you do need is your running backs to stay healthy. That's what you do need.
Well, they got Kenneth Walker. He's a workhorse, so I think he's fine.
But didn't he get hurt a couple times?
Well, he missed, I think, he might have missed the first few games of this year, and then Rashad Penny got hurt, and that's when he kind of jumped in there. But I think for them going in the draft, they can definitely use some more like folks on defense. They definitely need like a third wide receiver, maybe a backup running back if Rashad Penny's not back, but
that's true.
I mean, you got a luxury, man. You made the playoffs, you got a top 3 pick. Hell, they might fuck around and like take CJ Stroud or something like that. And just kind of have him waiting in the wing.
CJ coming to the Panthers. Don't worry. We got that already taken care of.
No, you better just hope for Anthony Richardson at this point.
Bro, I promise you, if we draft Anthony Richardson, dog, I'm legit packing my bags.
Hey,
You
look,
no longer no longer a Carolina fan after that.
Nah, I'm not playing that game, bro. We are not.
I
Our
think
team too good to go with some damn, what they call that shit? A project quarterback, bro. Like we
Oh
don't
shit!
we don't need a project quarterback, bro. Like we don't need somebody that we gonna mold and work with him for a couple years. Our team really in a good position to win right now, bro.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't be surprised. I mean, and here's the thing, right? We've talked about this before too. We're saying we think he's a project. Who's to say that the Carolina staff and scouts don't think he's ready right now? You know,
Have have they watched him throw the ball?
he can sling it. Now it might not be accurate, but that boy can throw
It ain't even
it.
about the accuracy; it's the decision making, my boy.
He young.
He
Pat
did throw a
Mahomes
lot
was
of picks.
yeah, but I mean, you gotta be a forward thinker, and
Yeah,
that's the beauty of the draft. Sometimes, man, like there's these guys
bro. I
who are
see, I see 3 and 15 in our future. I'm like, I ain't got time for that shit. Don't want no parts of that.
But let's be real. Let's
Hey,
be
hey,
real.
hey, Jim.
CJ Stroud
Hey,
goes to
Jim.
the combine or has a fire pro day. He's not making it to where y'all at 9 right now.
I think we 10, honestly.
Yeah, y'all not. He
No,
not
10,
making
no,
it to
10 is,
9.
is Philly. 10 is Philly.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah, tennis field. So we are like either 9 or 8, one or
yeah.
two,
You would have to trade up, which obviously can be done, right?
which can be done. But we got to get Frank Reich a quarterback, bro. We have to.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
deserves.
I think Frank Wright was a great hire.
He deserves one. He deserves one. It's so wild that him being the first quarterback to throw a touchdown pass for the Panthers in their history, and now he's their new head coach. I think that's a beautiful thing to me, honestly. I think it's real beautiful.
Yeah, what you would call that full circle for
That's right.
football.
Yeah,
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 coming
full
back full
come
circle.
full
circle.
circle. Come back full freaking circle. And now that we getting on the process or the conversation of being full circle, man, here we are another year again. Eric B. Enemy, not in a position to be a head coach in the NFL, but the Baltimore Ravens have requested to speak with him for their OC position. Tyler and Chris, I got y'all's take on this earlier, but I wanted to talk to E about this, man, because I know you had some thoughts that you wanted to spew about this. What do you think, man?
I can't
I
wait to
don't
hear
know.
this
I
one.
don't. I don't know if you're the enemy. I don't know how you can be okay with going do the same job somewhere else. Like, no offense to the Ravens, Lamar's a great quarterback, but you're working with the greatest. You're working with the best thing right now.
It's like saying like this is only what you think I'm capable of.
That's what it is. Like, real shit. Like, he went through a ton of interviews the past 2 years and nobody's hired him. So
Yeah.
for his career, it's a fork in the road, right? You can either stay in Kansas City, work with Mahomes till he's 40, win you a bunch of Super Bowls, and be cool and just be an OC for forever. Or if you care about your career, you can go to Indy or you can go to the Ravens. And then people will say, "Oh wow, Bieniemy is actually not just a dummy. Like, he's not just a stick figure that's just that's in a job. He actually can orchestrate an offense and do this, and that." But I don't know, man. I I feel bad for him because I think with the job he's done in Kansas City, he deserves a shot, especially compared to some of these other folks that get chances and aren't even really coordinators or anything like that. But he ain't getting a head coaching job anytime soon. So if he's looking to try to prove a point, he might need to go somewhere else.
I think it's sad. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I didn't see him asking to go and interview for another OC job. To my understanding, he wanted to be a head coach in the NFL, right? So I don't like it. I don't like it, Chris. What you think, Chris?
Yeah, it's like you're keeping them boxed in, you know. If he's proven that he can um gain success and what in his area or department, for lack of a better word, right? Over time after time. Now he has Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City team, but again, he's the coordinator. He's the one, making some of these calls and stuff like that, right? Like it's sad. Like you're not. These clubs are like just again, like I said, it's like keeping them boxed in. You're not allowing him or giving him that opportunity to expand or grow more. You're keeping them limited for for lack of better words. Like that's what I think. Like he kind of said it. He put it the best.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just kind of like corporate America, right? Like, what is your boss saying about you? Like, what are these people you working with saying about you to where you going in for 8-hour interviews and nobody want to hire you?
Seriously.
Like the way our season went, I don't know how we didn't think about hiring him over Dennis Allen. Like, I mean, I don't know, but it is what it is.
Y'all got Dennis Allen for another season.
Don't remind me, Chris.
That's the wildest thing ever.
The only thing I'm hopeful about is that they saying that Arizona's looking like the favorite to hire Sean Payton. So if pick 3 comes to us for Sean Payton, then maybe we can go get CJ Stroud or whoever and try to at least have a franchise quarterback. I don't know.
I would be so depressed.
I'm just saying.
I would be so depressed.
I'm letting you know right now. It's only every draft class we've seen recently where all these quarterbacks are highly rated, right? And you have these mocks, and it's like, oh, a few go top 10, a few in the middle of the round, a few at the end of the first. And then all of a sudden they have these pro days or they have these workouts, and then everybody's like, oh man, it's about to be pick 1, 2, 3. If you can't trade up, you ain't gonna be able to get your quarterback, So if you want CJ Stroud, my thinking is you're gonna have to trade into the top 3.
Absolutely.
Because you already know one of those teams don't need a quarterback. So does Chicago just stay there and take Will Anderson at number 1? Or do they trade down and get more picks to kind of rebuild the team? So you got to get into the top 3. Or then you end up with, Anthony Richardson, who Jimmy hates, or
it's not that I hate him.
Or
it's
Will
just,
Levis.
I'll tell you this much. I don't want Will Levis either. I would be happier with Stetson Bennett than Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. I'm just keeping it a stack. I mean,
I think Will Levis is giving me Justin Herbert vibes.
Will Levis is giving me Zach Wilson vibes.
No.
I'm for real about that.
One guy is barely 6 foot and looks like Johnny Manziel, and the other one, that's what I'm saying, man. Like the same crap folks were saying about Herbert when he was coming out. Oh, I don't know if he's that good. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. The same thing's kind of happening with Will Levis. Now, I'm not saying he's about to be Justin Herbert, but
all right. Well, I need to go watch some film on Will Levis, but just some more film. Let me say some more film because I have seen film on Will Levis, and look, he ain't blowing my socks off. I'm just saying that.
I seen him in person. I guess this was last year. Yeah, because Wan'Dale Robinson was still there. Now, granted, they were playing Vandy, but he was throwing that ball, man. He looked really good, and Wan'Dale was like his only weapon last year. Like I said, I didn't watch a lot of Kentucky football this year.
That's why you're trying to trade me, Wan'Dale. That Wan'Dale.
Wan'Dale, nice.
Huh? Interesting.
Hey, look! shout out to our boy Shannon. I'm stealing his quote. They gotta throw it to somebody.
That's true.
So you're gonna throw it to Sterling Shepard, who lives on the IR, or do you throw it to Isaiah Hodgins? Or do you throw it to Wan'Dale Robinson? I'm just saying. Now, obviously, they can go draft a guy, but
they're gonna have to go draft. They're gonna have to go draft a guy, but I don't know who they get because I mean, Addison gonna be gone. Um, oh, was it Johnson from TCU? He definitely gonna be gone by the time they get to the Giants. You know, who do the Giants go and get?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Because
hopefully they get somebody that can stay healthy.
free agency wide receivers ain't cutting it unless you just
Nah.
in love with Juju.
Nah, I'm good on Juju, man. Let him make TikToks. I'm good.
Yeah, that's like the best receiver in this class. Like I know, we talk some stuff about Alan Lazard. He's like, he's up there in this draft class, which isn't saying a lot.
Shit, we not to really talk shit about the Giants, but there's that kid? I can't remember his name right now. Help me out if y'all can remember. He's a receiver on the Giants currently.
Richie James?
No, I don't think that's
Don't
him.
tell me you're
Slayton?
talking about. Might be Slayton.
No, it's not Slayton. I'm familiar with Slayton.
Hodgins?
Hodgins, I believe. Hodgins.
Isaiah?
Right.
I think that's Hodgins. Yeah. I think the name is Hodgins.
He balled out a little bit towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he was looking pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. He was looking pretty decent.
Oh, he was. He definitely
I watched him one game. I didn't really keep up too much with the Giants, but one game in particular, I was watching it because I had someone playing in fantasy. So I was kind of keeping up with that game, and that Hodgins kid was balling out. I remember watching, I was like, damn. I hadn't even heard of him, seen him before, but that game, I was like, whoa, this dude balling. Caught my attention for a second.
So very, very true. I mean, he was balling out, but it's kind of one of those things, right? Like, is he the guy? Is he one of the guys? We'll see.
The problem is, I think right now the problem is we're seeing a lot of players in key positions play above their ceiling. And now when you bring in a young guy, now you're expecting him or wanting them to play above their ceiling because you're seeing so many other players do it. Everybody not built like that. I don't know what's going on in the NFL right now, but shout out to all the underdog players that's playing their ass off.
I love the underdog.
They got a ton. They got a ton of Hall of Fame players that went, 7th round, undrafted. You know what I mean? So shout out to those guys, bro. For real.
Definitely.
Ezra, I kind of want to pick your brain about this.
Okay.
I don't want to go too far. I don't want to go too heavy, but I got to get your take on this. My boy, Packers potentially trading Aaron Rodgers.
They need to do it.
Okay.
I don't know who the team is, but they need to do it. And it is not even about, Rodgers is bad now, whatever the case may be. I think that relationship has ran its course.
For sure. I think
This is something, I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, right? But Aaron Rodgers has taken you as far as he can go. He's been to the Super Bowl. He's brought you to several NFC championships. He's brought you to the top. And I think this is a good time to not try to strain that relationship anymore. The lemon is dry. You ain't got nothing else in there. Go ahead and that's why you got Jordan Love. You drafted him in the first round, 2020. If you got faith in him, go ahead. It worked for you before, right? You went from Favre to Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and ship him off. Somebody gonna give you something for him. Now I don't know what that's gonna look like.
Send him
but
back.
If I'm the Raiders, if I'm the Jets, if I'm Miami, hell, I know they've said they might not trade him in the conference, but if I'm San Francisco, I'm picking up the phone. Hey, I know you got Aaron Rodgers. I got 3 years left on that contract. Well, what's the going rate? Talk to me.
Hey, that's actually a good trade, bro. You think about it. All right, I could give y'all. All right, I'll take Aaron Rodgers, but if I got to give up Trey Lance, I'm cool because I got Brock Purdy. If I got to give up Brock Purdy, I'm cool because I got Trey Lance. Either one of these guys can learn under Aaron Rodgers for a year, 2 maybe. They get extra time, they stay healthy, and your team is competitive all while doing this. I think it's Ezra. You might be onto something. I like that shit.
Like I said, I've been reading that they don't want to trade him in the conference, but people that don't have a quarterback, they're going to pay what they need to, right? And the Raiders, I brought them up because they're trading Derek Carr.
Right, that's true.
Depending on what you get back for Derek Carr, you might be able to flip that into Aaron Rodgers.
Imagine being Devontae Adams and you like, thank God I got away from Aaron, and now all of a sudden Aaron's right back.
And see, I completely forgot about that dynamic. I don't know if DA would have a problem with playing with Rodgers again. I don't think he left because they had beef. I think he left because
he didn't like the always I don't know what you about to do.
Right.
And I don't want to hinge my career on you playing Russian roulette with the Packers.
Correct.
I ain't got time for that,
So
I don't know. Sense. I don't know, man.
And I just named a few teams, but I'm sure there's some other ones that, might hit up the Packers. I mean, hell, if I'm the Patriots, I might make a call just to kind of see what's going on.
Mac Jones be pissed.
Check the temperature.
Yeah, just to see, right? You might have not had him in your plans, but shit, he might be in your plans now because the rate
just
nice.
Don't know. You might make that call one day.
And I like Tua. I think if he can stay healthy, he can be a good NFL quarterback. I don't know if he's a franchise guy, but hell, if I'm Miami and I can get Aaron Rodgers down there with Waddle and Tyreek Hill and some formidable running back, man, I take that in a heartbeat.
Hey, real quick, I know we talking about it. I want to touch why we were on the Dolphins real quick. Tua's still in concussion protocol.
He is.
Oh yeah, bro.
He is. But I think they just left it like that because ain't like he got a game to play tomorrow. So it's like, why take him out all of a sudden because the year is over? I think for them, because they screwed up so bad during the regular season, they take an extra caution with it now to try to make up for it. So, and that's the ending in Burrowhead, man. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How do you do that to Patrick Mahomes, bro? Like you got to think situational football.
Man, I don't know. That's a tough spot as a defender, man, because you I got to give it all I got, but it's like you said, you got to be aware of where you at on the field, where he's at on the field. That's tough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's hard, bro. That's hard.
That's tough.
Well, shout out to the Bengals for battling back this season. Damn. After week 4, I didn't think we'd even be here. But Patty Mahomes stepped out on the field, did his thing. I guess Burrowhead is now Arrowhead again. It is what it is. 58 crying on the sideline right now, but dude,
my boy heartbroken.
You just can't be stupid like that. You got to be smart, especially in that situation. You don't want to give that team any more advantages of anything. But dude,
absolutely,
the Bengals literally lost this game the same way they lost the Super Bowl. Not on the defensive side, but on the offensive side. If Burrow wouldn't have got sacked in the Super Bowl by Von Miller and also
Aaron
Donald, it's the same thing, same fucking thing, man. But
because Chase had beat Ramsey. All he had to do is get that ball out.
Right.
Butt naked wide open.
Oh shit.
Well, now that we have our Super Bowl set, Chiefs, Eagles. I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Nah, I don't want to say what's y'all picks. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away just yet. But
all right.
Who not giving away your pick? Who you give the edge to on the defensive side of the ball?
Philadelphia.
Philly?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Okay. You think Patrick Mahomes is going to be at least I get he did hurt himself a little bit more in this game. You could tell. But you think he'll be at least you think he'll be at least 80% going into the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he got 2 weeks. Yeah. He got 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, he got 2 full weeks. You're not practicing every day in those 2 weeks. They probably not even practicing until next this upcoming Wednesday, they might start looking at stuff and then get on the field, do some stuff. So, 2 full weeks, he'll be 80 to 100.
Yeah,
I like it.
I didn't think he looked bad today. So I definitely think that he'll be ready to go. I think an interesting matchup. You got some brother on brother crime going on. You got Kelsey versus Kelsey. That's
Well,
gonna be
That's a
they
first.
they
That's
won't
a
be on
first.
they won't be on the field at the same time, so that's good.
yeah.
That would have been dope to see, though.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted the Bengals to win, but I'm glad I don't have to see Eli Apple in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
And
Cap,
I'm glad I don't
all
have to see
caps.
Burrow.
Burrow,
Bold
what you
letters.
mean what you mean you happy you don't have to see Burrow?
Come on, man. You know he a Bama
Big
guy.
Mac.
You know he a Bama
Tyler,
guy.
Tyler, you gotta chill, bro.
So
You gotta
unlike last year, where I didn't want neither one of them to win because I didn't want to hear anybody talking good about them. This year, it's up in the air. I don't care who wins.
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild.
365 days makes the difference.
No, I'm excited about this Super Bowl because I'm honestly, it's probably the first Super Bowl in a long time where I don't have a pick. Like, I'm gonna just be able to enjoy the game. No fantasy football. I'm rooting for both quarterbacks. They both black, so I win either way.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Yep.
damn, you know.
Yep.
So and honestly, if I had to pick anybody or root more for anyone, I'd probably root for Jalen more just because he's more the underdog. He was talked down on. A good story. But whoever win, man, look, kudos to y'all. I'm
Oh,
just
what?
excited for a good Super Bowl, bro.
I feel that.
Nigga like me just
one.
want to see Rihanna anyway.
Bruh. Bruh. Hey, is this the first Super Bowl where we get both number one seeds?
It's been a while.
So.
It's been a while.
When the Saints went against the Colts, they were both number one seeds. But I don't know if
that was 13 years ago.
Since maybe Seattle versus Denver was another one.
I don't know. I don't know. But that's interesting. I know, Ezra, you brought it up earlier about Andy Reid actually potentially being able to play against his old team, but now it's reality. I think that's gonna be great.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And I mean, obviously it's a completely different staff from when he was there, so I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Right.
But,
that ain't gonna play into anything.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's a complete.
Hey, the owner's still the same. The owners are still the same
it.
people. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd just be a little something. And I think those guys will want to go and get that one for Andy anyway. I'm just excited, bro.
It's gonna be. Man, so this is what the Chiefs how many Super Bowls they've been in the past? What?
Third one in
6 years.
Something like that.
Third one in 6 years.
Bro, that's crazy.
Could we call this? Could we say,
yes,
the Chiefs are in the middle of a dynasty?
Yes.
Oh, they win.
Hell yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Not because of their defense, because of Patrick Mahomes. We are in the Patrick Mahomes era. Like, I don't even think this Chiefs team could possibly beat, like that those what's the name of those teams? Those Patriots teams when Brady and them was really balling out.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're that type of dynasty, but for the era we're in football right now in the NFL, yes, they are a dynasty because they got the best quarterback in the NFL.
That's feasible.
Yeah.
I can rock with that.
Straight up.
Okay, so the last 1-versus-1 was when the Eagles beat the Patriots.
That was the Nick Foles Super Bowl. The Philly special.
That's right.
Philly special.
Time that two number one seeds played against each other.
So it's safe to say anytime the Eagles are number one seed, they're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm sure they were probably the hell. You're right. I think when they played the first time, I think they were the 1 seed because they played Carolina at Philly. So yeah, they had to be the 1 seed.
Yep.
I mean, probably. I don't know.
9 times out of 10, yeah, because McNabb and them was balling that year, boy.
Yeah, him and TL. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay,
great.
so
That was a good Philly team.
I have all the matchups of 1 versus 1.
Go ahead and roll them off.
Patriots a few years ago. I mentioned Denver and
Seattle.
Okay, yeah, Denver and Seattle was another one. Denver and the Panthers was one.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Patriots versus the Seahawks. The Malcolm Butler situation, that was a 1 versus 1. We mentioned Seahawks Broncos, Saints Colts, and then after that it's like Cowboys Bills in the 90s, and then Redskins Bills 2 years before that. So
nice. Damn, man. Kudos to Kansas City, bro. Y'all did it.
It did it, dog.
Kamala Harris is somewhere saying, "I wish I could say we did it, Joe, but not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight." Well, guys, the Super Bowl is set. Right.
We did it, Joe.
The Super Bowl.
It's funny y'all mentioning him. I think he's actually like a Philly.
Really?
Yeah, I mean Delaware. That's like right there.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, speaking of people, this just just trying to be funny, hot takes, getting a good laugh. We don't have any Kevin Hart craziness since Philly going to the Super Bowl like we did.
No. We don't drink.
Years ago.
We don't drink alcohol no more. No. We
but you got Gilly the Kid, so Gilly the Kid might be acting ass somewhere.
Bill might be going. I don't know. Philly a wild sports town.
Wild sports town.
So,
bro, if y'all didn't see the celebrations going on out there that's been floating on the internet.
No, I didn't tap in.
If y'all going Twitter on polls, they going ape shit in Philly right now.
They going buck wild.
Philly's going.
I already know.
Them tickets already booked, boy.
Like I seen the clip, they had folks standing on top. They were at this bus stop.
Where's
this? Folks had
I was just about to ask that.
Arizona.
It's Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, it's gonna be great. I think any sporting event that's played, like a big sporting event that's played in Arizona, those are some of the best games, bro. Some of the best games.
I wonder why it's so.
Was that the block? Did they play in Arizona?
Who's
that?
28-3. Was that the Falcons New England Super Bowl?
I think so.
Go back and look. I didn't know if it was Houston or Arizona.
Or that wasn't Miami?
No, they was in the dome, my boy.
They were definitely in the dome. I just don't. I want to see Arizona. Let's look, because we have the internet.
Shout out to the internet.
Bill Gates. Rams, no. Okay, Falcons. Oh yeah, that was in Houston.
It was in Houston?
Yeah. So the last Super Bowl I see that was played in Arizona was
recently.
The Malcolm Butler game. So when the Patriots beat the Seahawks. That was the last time the Super Bowl was in Arizona.
Man, look, bro. If y'all are watching us on YouTube right now or even on Spotify, there's a clip that's about to pull up. But if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or whatever it might be, and you're not watching the video, we got a clip that's about to play, and it's about to be of the call and LeBron's response to the referees pretty much stealing that game from the Lakers last night. So take a look at that real quick.
Is that one of the most frustrating moments for you? Because of
it's been building. It's been building, and you guys seen some of the games that we've lost this year. I had this second one in the last few weeks for myself. Against Dallas, had an opportunity to win the game if the foul was called. K9 the other day had an opportunity to tie the game if, the 4-point play. I don't understand. I don't understand what we're doing. I don't see it happening to nobody else. It's just weird.
All right. So now that you've seen that clip or heard the clip, guys, let me ask y'all. So, all right, let me set the precedent for T. and all the listeners out there that's not watching us on YouTube right now. And if you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, we are On The Go podcast on YouTube. So definitely check us out. But essentially what happened was the Lakers were kind of in control of the game with like 3 minutes left. Boston had taken the lead kind of in the final seconds, and then the Lakers had battled back. Pat Bev actually had a putback dunk that put the Lakers up by 2, and then they had fouled them, so it was like a 3-point play. So the Lakers were
That
up
was
by
nasty,
3.
by the way.
Right.
That was nasty.
Right. Lakers up by 3 now. Jalen Brown comes down the court. I forgot who shot the ball, but they missed it. Jalen Brown put it back, but Pat Bev hit him on the head. Right. So obviously that was a foul, but it was called late AF. You dig? Like it was stupid late. A lot of those calls were late. So
very late, bro.
Very late. Very late. So now it's a tied game that's like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 seconds. I take that back. I think it's probably like 8 seconds left in the game. The Lakers come down the court. LeBron takes the ball. The same thing everybody's been crying for him to do. Just drive the ball and shoot the late game free throws. He actually drove the ball to the rim, and he would have made it, but he got hit on the forearm, like clear as day. He got slapped on the forearm by Jason Tatum.
He got slapped.
He got slapped.
Did.
I did see that clip.
Bench slapped him.
Straight up. and it wasn't called. And it wasn't called, man. So
that was terrible, bro.
And LeBron kind of went off. Like he was livid, you know, and Pat Bev even grabbed one of the cameras courtside and brought it up to the ref to show him that this
that was funny, bro.
Right.
That was funny.
That soft ass ref gave him a tick for that, dog.
That's why they started off overtime, you know, with Boston shooting 2 free throws, you know, which is I think is pure bullshit, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. These refs been screwing these games and plays this season, this current season. I mean, we can talk about last season too with some mishaps, but particularly this season, dog. I don't know what's the situation with these refs, or if there's some sort of under the table agreement for them to screw these games over. But man, these calls have been blatantly unnecessary.
Right.
There's been the wrong calls at the wrong times. Like, I don't get it, bro. I play basketball, and I don't know professional skill or whatever, but as a basketball player, I don't want to use the quote unquote like street rules and stuff, because we are talking about a professional game at the end of the day. But like, that's to my point. We are talking about professional players, bro. And for these guys to be in these sort of game dependent situations where these refs not calling the games the way they're supposed to be is really leaving a bad taste in for lack of better words, leaving a bad like a bad taste for some people, like for the viewers and stuff. It's been hard to watch, man. Very hard to watch.
Absolutely, bro. And just to hit on that, I think the worst part about it is we're not complaining about the refs making the wrong call all the time, or we're not complaining about the refs not making calls. I think it's a combination of every single thing, because they'll either make a late call or they'll dictate the end of the game. You know, like how do you those refs called that fourth quarter so tight, and for them not to call that foul at the end of the game, being the most important play of the game, I think it was pretty asinine.
It is. Then going not just foul calls. Let's go. Let's take it a step forward. Let's go text. I've been seeing them give out texts for the craziest of things, man. Luka yelling at his teammates, and the ref teed him up. It's like, why is it such a reaction? If
Steph Curry threw his mouthpiece and got ejected.
Right.
Yeah. That is ridiculous.
It was one I can't remember what actually happened, but he got teed up for that. Oh man, I can't even remember which one it was. But yeah, the Luka one is definitely one that was like, I was like, bro, you can clearly, he was looking at his teammates in that direction, not in the direction of a ref, and the ref still teed him up. And then, as we know, that adds up. And once you hit that certain point, you get that 1-game suspension. And for a team like Dallas, that could be, detrimental for them playoff-wise, going into the playoffs, trying to win the game to make the playoffs, stuff like that.
Absolutely. I mean, and I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, the Lakers started this season off 2-10, dog. They didn't battle back before last night's game. I think their record was like 23-26 or something like that, or 24-27. They were only 3 games behind being 500. So that was a really big battle back given all the injuries they had. But I'm gonna be real, like the Lakers don't need no help losing games. Like they can do that all on their own. Right. And I think that's what's so depressing about it, because the refs, or as I like to call them, these Foot Locker sales associates, they dictate the price of the game, bro. And that shit is driving me.
Bro, can you'll probably say, since you're a fan, you watch the games, all of them. Could we say that, the refs out to get them for one reason or another?
Well, that's
the league got something on the Saints. We all know that. Anything happen with the Saints, it's hype. It's elevated 100% when it's with the Saints. If it's any other team, it's like 15, 20. But if the Saints are involved, football-wise, it's elevated times 100. Jim, being that you're a fan of the Lakers, do you think it's the same treatment?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's more so the Lakers or if it's LeBron, because there are times where, I mean, this is why he shoots so many perimeter shots. There are times where he drives to the goal and they don't even call it. Like, they're literally, this would be a foul on Trae Young. This would be a foul on Steph Curry. This would be a foul on Russell Westbrook. This would be a foul on, anybody not named LeBron James or have the physique of LeBron James. It kind of goes back to the way they treated Shaq. Just because the guy is bigger, it's still a foul. A foul is a foul. And for them to take in, because there are times where LeBron will drive the ball to the goal 20 times a game and will literally have only 4 free throws the whole game. How? I don't get it.
That's very crazy. Like, for someone of LeBron's physique, and we know how much he drives the game, for that low amount of free throws, call it what you want, but that's obvious. These refs either got something against this man, or they're being paid somewhere from somebody who's in a position to make these calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there would be times where, like, we talk. I think we might have talked about this before, but like what you just said, LeBron is doing what people want him to do: be dominant, drive to the lane.
He had 41 last night, dog. Like, what?
But to that, also, on the other hand, if he's averaging, like you said, that 40 points a game, well, I'm not gonna say 40 points a game, but that last game, right?
He averaging like 36 over the last month.
About 35, 36
over the last month. That's crazy.
So we can kind of say he's averaging somewhat 40 a game, right?
Right.
What do you have the stat on the amount of free throws he's had throughout these games?
I think right now, and like, this is just going off the cuff, but if I'm not mistaken, I think he's averaging like 5 free throw attempts a game, which is wild.
Bruh,
which is wild.
Good. I might not be the most bright person in the world, but god damn it, I ain't that damn naive, dog. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, this guy, we talking about a guy who's 240 pounds?
Something like that. Maybe 250.
This is a fucking giant. This is a large human being. Pause. But for that guy to be averaging 5, 6 free throws a game, and he's driving to the lane about 20 times, 15 to 20 times a game, and he's only getting 6 free throws? Come on.
But you got Luka. You got Luka does the same thing. He'll average 10 to 15 free throws a game, and that's happened too.
Bro, so it's crazy. Like, how can us as basketball fans and viewers sit and watch these games and not feel some sort of way of the way the game is being handled right now. Like there's obvious calls that should be made or that should have been made that wasn't. These referees, man, I just don't. I can't put my finger on it like necessarily, like, but I just know it's very hard to see, and I feel like it's almost like disrespect to these players and stuff, man.
And it's league wide too. I mean, unfortunately, I can't watch the Pelicans games because badly, but we're not gonna talk about that. But I listen to them, and it's like every game, man. The Pelicans commentator, it might be a biased thing, or it just might be that's how it really is. That he's like, man, the refs really called that. They called this. That wasn't a foul. He didn't touch him. Now, being that it's a Pelicans broadcast, it could be biased, but it could very well be just a league-wide thing of the refs being bad or not being consistent enough.
Yeah, and I don't understand, like, when these games, like, they made the league put out a statement saying that that there should have been a foul, right? Why aren't these refs being held accountable for these calls and stuff and these situations that's determining the outcome of these games?
Exactly, and that's what a lot of players are talking about because I don't even think it was. It might not have even been 2 hours after the game. The league office comes out and say, "Oh, that was clearly a foul, definitely a foul that should have been called." Well, it's too fucking late now.
Too fucking late.
You know,
too fucking late.
Why don't you step in? Why don't you step in that moment, especially when it's the last play of the game? Why don't you step in that moment? You review everything else. You quick to review a take. Like,
don't they have a replay? Don't they have a replay thing nowadays?
Well, and that's one of the things Jeff. I think not Jeff Gundy. I think his brother was Mike Gundy. One of the guys.
Oh,
Stan. Well, Stan was the coach. Well, they both coach, but Stan is the one with the hair. I think Mike is the bald one, right?
Yeah, Mike is the commentator.
Yeah, so Mike was talking about this last night, and he started talking about it early in the fourth quarter. He was like, I don't understand why if you use a challenge and you win it, why don't you get it back? But they just take your challenge. And when that play happened, he was like, this is the specific reason why I brought this up earlier. This would have been a perfect time to use a challenge. But because you used it, you screwed.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Again, it should be some sort of accountability, for these refs and that's any positions that's determining the outcome of these games, especially when you go through these sorts of training courses to understand the rule book and the playbook and all of this other stuff. So it shouldn't be no excuse why these calls are being called or the lack of right calls for what I should say, right?
Right.
We are talking about a professional organization, and these calls that are just being called or not called is completely bogus. Like, we know it's BS. So like,
absolutely.
what's gonna be the outcome? What's gonna be the next step to not have these players and these teams go through these sort of situations?
I don't know.
Because right now it's looking bad, bro. It's looking bad.
It is. It really is. Tyler with the body armor promo. I love it.
Got you.
R.I.P. Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Body armor. I need cases on cases. Body armor.
Straight up. It's body armor. Come through and sponsor On The Go, bro. We're gonna make sure we give y'all a great promo.
Send me that. Send me that orange mango. And send me the Kobe too, bro.
Straight up.
You need that big freaky flavor.
Yeah.
Of course.
Big freaky. Hey man, look. A little
energy juice.
Love it, bro. Say, all right, cool. So look, let's go ahead and transition into some football real quick. I want to talk about DeMeco Ryans. I mean, as of right now, it's projected DeMeco is the likely favorite to be the head coach for the Texans. What y'all think of this, bro? I mean, this will be the Texans' third black head coach in the last 3 seasons. One could say that's a good thing, but if this is the third black coach in the last 3 seasons, it's a problem.
How much time we got on this topic? How much time we got? We ain't got all day.
No, we ain't got all day. We ain't got all day.
So let me make it short and quick. I'm gonna make it short and quick. D'Amico, don't do it, my brother. Stay with the 49ers. I know you played there. I know you was dominant there, and I know the city of Houston love you, and I know the organization love you. But you seen how they treated two brothers the last 2 years. They put them boys on rent-a-coach. That wasn't even rent-a-coach. That's what they was doing, renting a coach. Don't do it. Stay in San Fran, and hey, be like Eric from KC. Stay. If it ain't, stay. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna be a head coach, don't go to Houston. Nah, let somebody else take care of that, my brother.
So for me, as the 49ers fans up in this one, I don't want to sound selfish, but D'Amico, please stay, man. Please. Don't be another example to these people, dog. Because at the end of the day, we seen what happens already. You end up on the losing side of a season, you getting a boot just like that. No matter the season prior that you had with another team, no matter how successful you were, all that matters is once you're the head coach, you either gonna take us on a winning season or you getting that boot. And like we just said, the Texans have had 2 black head coaches in the past, 2 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
My man, you walking on a thin line over there, partner.
That's true.
Yes, sir.
I get it. You want that position to be head coach, and you want the better opportunity. But what has this organization has shown you?
Man, right now the Houston
Absolutely
Texans, the Texans organization is get out playing in real life.
Yeah, seriously.
They are
no
the
cap.
sunken place.
No cap.
You know,
got to click that little hit the tea with the spoon, hit the cup.
Bruh.
Wake up, D'Amico.
Gotta get up out of there. D'Amico, I could tell you who need a real head coach. You see this team right here, baby? We need a head coach. You understand? We need a head coach.
Hey man, Jim, he good where he at, Jim. He good where he at, Jim.
Hey, look, and y'all know me. I'll say it once and I keep saying it again. I'm all for a brother bettering himself, but not in that situation. Man. You are in a better situation where you in.
Absolutely.
You winning. The organization love you. You got a solid team, and I'm not even trying to be biased, bro. But hey,
bro.
we in this divisional game, this divisional championship game for a reason, or conference championship game for a reason, right?
Right.
You got the number 1 defense throughout the whole league on all 3 phases.
I thought Cincinnati defense was number 1.
Niners. Niners got the number 1 defense.
Oh, so Cincinnati must be the 2 or 3 then, because I know their defense is nasty.
Niners got the number 1 defense. Number 1 pass rush, number 1 points allowed per game.
Damn.
Number 1, I think secondary. Oh yeah, special teams, all three aspects, man, killing it. Number 1. So that's why, not to really, because I know we're gonna talk about it a little later, but that game today, you got at least in the NFC, you got the number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense.
Something's gotta give.
Something gotta give.
Something gotta give.
Facts. That's real.
Somebody gonna have to lose at the end of this game, but if our defense show up the way we know how and we have before, I'm rolling with my Niners, dog.
Nice,
but I know that wasn't really the topic that we were discussing.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I was just trying to say,
Facts. That's real. Man, Tyler, I see you grinning over there, bro. So it sounds like your boy Sean Payton not going to the Texans. Sound like he definitely not going to the Panthers after they hired Frank Reich. It sounds like, oh, he also not going to the Chargers. It sounds like it's down to Arizona and Denver.
Arizona sent that first round pick. Arizona send them picks.
Send them picks,
Big
huh?
Freaky need that. He need that. He need
Send that pick. Send that pick.
So if you can't get Big Frenchie to Nola, which probably won't happen now since the Lakers started winning, you might need that pick from the Cardinals, my boy.
You ain't lying. Hey, I don't care what pick we get. I just need us to get a pick to get back in the first round since our Philly thing went south. So
that got to be one of the worst trades. That's like the best and worst trade ever.
But hey, look, nobody thought that was gonna happen. So
true.
I'm not mad at the trade. Not to get off subject, I'm not mad at the time I was, because we traded Gardner Johnson, and he was one of them
CD Deuce.
Them locker. He was one of them. Damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Hype people. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
he gonna
right.
keep the attitude. He had the defense.
He had that energy, bro.
Second energy. Yeah, energy guy. I was mad to lose that. And then you giving up a first round pick. Well, I was like, you know what? We're gonna be straight. We're gonna be a playoff team. So that pick gonna be late 20s. But it didn't pan out. So now you might quite possibly have a Super Bowl team picking in the top 10.
Bro, that blows my mind. Y'all gave up the better player in the trade. This dude was literally like the number one nickel corner in the NFL, and y'all gave up y'all first round draft pick. Like, dude, what were y'all thinking?
I can tell you what we were saying. I can tell you what we was thinking. I can say they were thinking that one, Philly was gonna be ass this year, and two, with everything we had coming back, and the little pieces we had with Olave, Olave getting drafted, Mike T coming back, our defense still doing the things that they do. They thought we was going to win that, run through the division, win the division, make the playoffs, whatever happens, not us being picking in the top 10. Let's put it like that. So
right.
It is what it is. But whoever decided they want Sean Payton to be their coach in that first round pick, two of them to be exact. Yeah, three to be exact.
Love it. Cool. So, and then the last topic that I want to get into, I really don't too much care about this topic. You know what? I'm gonna flex this topic to something else. Let's talk about Eric Bieniemy. The Ravens requesting to speak with Eric Bieniemy for their offensive coordinator position, which is great. It'll be great for Lamar to have a brilliant offensive mind around him, somebody that could possibly relate to him. But let's be honest, bro. The last 4 or 5 seasons, Bieniemy has been interviewing for head coaching positions. Never once got any one of them. Now he's being interviewed for another offensive coordinator position, right? Like, why leave Patrick Mahomes to go and be the OC for Lamar Jackson? That's like having to prove yourself again. And you've already proved yourself, right? It looks like it's moving the goalposts, moving the finish line to me. So how y'all feel about that?
I'll touch on it real quick. I think it's just one of those situations where I think, and I don't want to sound wrong, but this is just me. I think what these folks have seen him do with Patrick Mahomes and stuff is kind of set like, okay, maybe he can do this with what we have. So why not try to get him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we got to remember, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. It's only one Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes can only do what Patrick Mahomes do. You have Lamar Jackson and all that, right?
Right.
But dude, and this is just me. I think it's going to prove too. Stats is going to show. If you're that coach, would you leave Patrick Mahomes to go to Lamar Jackson, Oh no, let me ask you, like, should you leave Patrick Mahomes and go be head coach with Lamar Jackson, since that's the kind of topic we write? Me, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Because Patrick Mahomes has showed you multiple times already he can take you to the promised land. Now, is it solely on him? No, because you need a surrounding team to. It's a team effort at the end of the day, so you need a surrounding cast to help him. But I think, and this is just me, if I'm EB, I would stay. But I can't make that decision for that man, you know.
Right.
It's his decision at the end of the day. And I think him having a more fulfilling chance would be him staying in Kansas City.
Straight up. What about you, T?
Oh man, him going from Patrick Mahomes to Lamar Jackson, going from KC to Baltimore. To me, I don't think it's bad either way. I think if he goes to Baltimore, you still got a good quarterback. You still in the same predicament as to where you don't have many pieces around the quarterback that are like big name pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and you still got a good defense that can help you out. So I feel like if he would go to Baltimore, that would just be like getting, I don't want to say a slight upgrade, but I don't want to say downgrade. It just be being in the same position, but maybe some more money.
Right.
I think he would have to prove himself more with going to Baltimore, because again, I think it would be so. I don't want to say a lot of pressure, but it would definitely be pressure because you are leaving a successful unit in Kansas City.
You do, but
so
there's also not to cut you off.
Oh no,
but
go ahead,
there's also one thing we haven't mentioned in this. Lamar Jackson might not even be back with Baltimore next season. So if he would go and take that job right now, he would go into it really not knowing if Lamar Jackson is going to be his quarterback.
Tyler, you see, so that statement right there is for the reason why the Ravens were requesting to interview EB for this offensive coordinator job. That's why this move has nothing to do with football. This move is all about politics, bro. All right, the Ravens, they don't want to franchise tag Lamar Jackson, right? They don't want to franchise tag him. They want to re-sign him. But they want to re-sign him at the price they want, not the price he wants, right? So, all right, you think about it. You look at the two backup quarterbacks the Ravens got, both of them black, both of the same Lamar type style, right? You look at Lamar's receivers. Excuse me, had to sneeze. God bless the truth. You look at Lamar's receivers. Granted, he doesn't have no home run hitters. He got Andrews. So I'm figuring they're going to revamp that, right? They're going to try to revamp that. But the entire purpose of interviewing Eric Bieniemy is to get someone in there as a coach that Lamar could look up to, that Lamar could be comfortable with, that Lamar could feel safe with, right? I mean, Lamar is not the typical ideal quarterback, right? Even for a black quarterback. You know, he wears his hair weird. He dresses how he dresses. He wears his ice around his neck on the sideline if he's injured for a game, whatever it might be. He's very eccentric, and I love it. That's part of our culture. I love that shit. But at the end of the day, that's us. But at the end of the day, how many organizations want to capitulate to that, right? Especially when that's the face of your team, right? So that's why I say this move to interview Eric Bieniemy ain't got nothing to do with football. It got everything to do with politics, dog. That's what this is.
I for sure pick up what you putting down, Jim.
If y'all don't know, y'all read between the lines.
It does make sense because, like, when you put it in that from that perspective, right? You look at the two quarterbacks. You look at the two. Who would be more marketable for you?
Patrick Mahomes.
At least at least from the NFL term, from this big professional conglomerate, right?
Bro, from any term, bro, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. So I could definitely see where you I could definitely see that perspective, dog. And honestly, since you said that, it does, like, okay, I can't really see past that now.
It's the truth.
You
I
know,
mean, even look at the
I can't really.
endorsements. Look at the endorsements Patrick Mahomes got. The State Farm life insurance or car insurance. Like people look at insurance like it is smart to have insurance. Those are smart things. Those take thinking power, right? You look at Lamar's commercials. He's got a Gatorade commercial, a Nike commercial, all things related to athleticism, right?
Shit. Patrick Mahomes got State Farm. He got a Bose endorsement, which I think Bose is the official headphones of the NFL.
Right.
What else? He got Adidas.
Oh yeah, Mahomes
I'm sure.
got them. He got them endorsements for sure.
I'm sure it's much more that we don't really know, but to the ones that we kind of see, those are like at least the three major endorsements I can really kind of put my finger on right now.
For sure.
And he's part owner of the Kansas City Royals, the MLB team.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Right. But then again, I mean, one person has an agent, the other person is his own agent, like just playing devil's advocate, So I don't have nothing else to say on that topic. So yeah.
we just gonna let that we just gonna let that one play out. Maybe EB is at that point to where it's time for a new challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what better new challenge to have to go coach Lamar Jackson? Not saying that Lamar Jackson is a challenge. I'm saying Lamar Jackson is still a great quarterback if he comes back. To add that to your repertoire, and if you go there and you do good things with him, that just adds to your value, saying that you develop two of the best quarterbacks in the game right now.
I still don't like it. That's a cop out, bro. I've seen people like Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, even Zach Taylor get head coaching positions for doing far less than what Eric Bieniemy has done with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been in the AFC Championship the last 5 seasons. So has Eric Bieniemy. Right?
Hey, Jim. I don't think I gotta say what's the common denominator in what you just said, but we know what the common denominator
exactly,
is.
bro.
We know what it is.
We know what it is.
We know what it is.
I'm not trying to give nobody a cop out. It is what it is. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is half black. He is technically a black quarterback, but we know what it is, bro. We know what it is. Cool deal. Well, look, that's all we got for y'all. This was a jam-packed show. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. Make sure you subscribe and tell a friend. Because
this is gonna be a lengthy show. This will be a very lengthy show.
So as our great friend M16 would say, how does he say it, Ezra? Is that every like and subscribe gets us closer to another like and subscribe.
Hey,
share, subscribe. So share, and subscribe. I just
Jim
knew I had it, bro. I knew I had it.
Knew he had it. Well, good morning. Hope y'all have a good day. Go get that bag, get your chili, get your Luther Lufe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Get all that. Get your Coindellas.
Well, shit, we out of here, y'all. Peace.